All right, guys. So I'm doing a quick, shorter video. We just had a live stream, so I wanted to make a shorter one so we can get to the bottom of this really quickly. So I have a video from 2016 where John McCain, Republican, Lindsey Graham, who's Republican, and also Amy Klobuchar, who's Democrat, they were in Ukraine talking about the war. So I'm going to show you this video, and it's very disturbing to see how this war has essentially been planned for essentially 6 years ago, probably even longer. But first, I just want to show you, this is a ETF sector rotation analysis. We see that oil and energy is essentially leading the way, as you can see here, and technology in the technology sector is unfortunately not. What we're doing here and investors are doing, they analyze when both hit their peak top and peak bottom, and depending on the geopolitical macroeconomic things, money will start flowing back into different sectors. So this is a great way to see what sector that is. We're already starting to see healthcare in the green, and it makes sense because usually in recession times, people tend to not cancel their healthcare. All right, so now let's just go really quickly here. So as you can see here, a lot of people have been loading up on oil because they anticipate that the prices of oil is going to increase, which makes sense because the United States is about to ban the country from essentially buying oil, right, from Russia. And what that's going to do is it's going to push the price of oil higher. Now, what I don't understand is why don't they recreate and reactivate the Keystone pipeline? They're going to Venezuela and I believe Iran to get their oil, which we already know we don't really have great relationships with this country. In fact, they have a better relationship with Russia, so it doesn't make sense. The story just doesn't make sense. Probably like a deal or something. Again, it's always an incentive to somehow play a political chess move game. The Bloomberg Commodity Spot Index is soaring, and unfortunately, the economy can't handle this, and it's going to lead into a recession, which is indicative of this graph here, where you have the gap between 2 to 10-year Treasury yields, the gap between the 10-year and the 2 years slowly dropping, which basically means that we are heading towards a recession, which means that the Federal Reserve has to become accommodative and most likely whip out the money printer again, depending on how the economy is going to play into. So something happened in 2017 or most likely 2016. I'm going to show you the video where essentially Russia just basically dropped US debt. And they knew that because they knew that they were going to go into war. And Russia is essentially protecting itself from holding any money in the United States because the United States is not going to pay. Even though Russia bought the United States debt, the United States can say, we're not going to pay you, right? And this is why Putin saw this inadvertently and essentially pulled out and then started loading up on gold here in red, right? And other foreign exchange reserves, okay? So I'm going to show you the video really quickly. And this is an unfortunately disturbing video. This is John McCain, and he's recently passed back in 2016 of December. So let's go ahead and do this really quickly.
Дуже дякую вам за ту величезну і надзвичайно важливу службу,
I'm going to fast forward it to the English part.
яку ви тут несете від російського агресора. Сполучених, що означає сьогодні в Широкіно, Бердянському. Мир та спокій сьогодні з декілька годин. Мир святкувати.
I admire the fact that you will fight.
Хочу подякувати кожного з
Here it is.
вас.
I admire.
So here's Amy Klobuchar again. You know, I thought Democrats and Republicans don't really talk that much. This guy's is an integrated sting that happened in 2016, and Putin saw this. Them inadvertently tried to push NATO within Ukraine, and they're essentially it's the fog of war, and it's definitely sad to see this. But they're staring into the eyes of Ukrainians that are unfortunately going to be sent off to die because Russia has the second largest military, I believe, in the world, if not third, right?
The fact that you will fight for your homeland. Your fight is our fight.
Ваша боротьба – це наша боротьба.
2017 will be the year of offense.
Рік
My throat hurts.
2017 буде ріком нападу.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже щоб вони заплатили важчу ціну.
Our fight is not with the Russian people, but with Putin.
Ми боремося не з російським народом, але з Путіним.
Our promise to you is to take your cause to Washington.
Наша обіцянка – це те, що ми вашу боротьбу доведемо до Вашингтона.
Inform the American people of your bravery.
Проінформуємо американський народ про вашу відважність.
And make the case against Putin to the world.
І покажемо про докази проти Путіна усьому світу.
I believe you will win. I am convinced you will win, and we will do everything we can to provide you with what you need to win.
This was in 2016, ladies and gentlemen. They believe they will win. This doesn't make any sense, does it? Russia has nuclear arms and weapons. Why is the United States, like, why are we always involved in these issues? It seems to me that the whole rhetoric, which we've been seeing on CNN, Fox News, essentially beating the drums of war, making Putin look like the bad guy, when in reality, Putin has been saying, and again, I condemn what he's been doing, especially with the innocent people of Ukraine, but let's not get it twisted. Putin has specifically stated he does not want NATO into Ukraine. And unfortunately, these activities where the United States is in the background of Russia and Russia's remained silent, it's almost like, let's say, if Cuba was to say, we would want Russia involvement in to bring nukes down in Cuba. Oh, wait, that's already happened. It's called the Cuban Missile Crisis. Imagine, let's say, if Russia starts to make deals with Mexico to arm them. Wouldn't that cause some disturbance with the United States? Again, the media is not giving you guys the full story. And at All Stock Trades, we like to give you the whole story because, again, it impacts the stock market, understanding where money is being flown into and all these things. So let's continue.
Я вірю в те, що ви виграєте, переможете. Я переконаний в тому, що ви переможете, і ми вам допоможемо всіма можливими засобами.
And we have succeeded not because of equipment, but because of your courage.
Ви успішні не через обладнання, але через вашу відважність.
So I thank you, and the world is watching. And the world is watching because we cannot allow Vladimir Putin to succeed here. Because if he succeeds here, he will succeed in other countries.
Я вам дуже дякую. І весь світ за цим слідкує. І весь світ за цим слідкує, тому що ми не можемо дозволити Володимиру Путіну тут перемогти. Адже якщо він тут переможе, він зможе це зробити і в інших країнах.
Це те ж саме гільзи з ворожих БМП, які розмальовані художництвом Бердянська.
Unfortunately, sending these young soldiers out to die, it's a sad thing, and you can see the bipartisanship here, beating the drums of war right, literally in Russia's backyard. So there's that. One last thing I would like to discuss with you guys about here is very simply, if you guys, we have a special offer right now from Webull. They're offering 5 free stocks if you sign up with the link down below and deposit at least a penny. Literally 5 free stocks. You got to do it by March 15, so get on it if you haven't already done so. 5 free stocks valued up to $9,000. Likewise, if you want access to our All Stock Alerts, which includes essentially all of the insider trading that the Senate does, the House of Representatives, as well as an amazing community, the FANG stocks, Bitcoin up here. But most importantly, our AI computer technology, which allows you to get just AI confident margin levels essentially tells you when, when to buy and to sell, dark pool data, all of these things that our members are constantly researching, looking at support and resistant lines, ogle flow, all of these things that could be used. And then coming soon, my own software called Brain Machine, which then does its own thing, which is a very strong component where it has 30 years of financial information per stock that you would like to look at. We provide you sector rotations as well as top short squeeze stocks, which have done extremely well, literally 6xing your money, now 10. Here's almost 2xing your money here. We're just constantly, these are all of our success track record that we have. And these are the personal stocks that I've analyzed here. And you can see the list goes on. There's just so many things here that I've analyzed here. So I recommend you taking a look. There'll be a link down below. It's in our Patreon here for $9.99 a month. You'll get access to all of these things here. Our goal is to democratize financial information, and this is all that you essentially get within our package. There's just so much. There's so much. And our members are doing great. They're posting some great profits. Just recently here, if I can go to profits here, we had just one of our recent members here post a 300% gain, and that was because of our product here, which can be found ultimately right here, which I already showed you guys. These are so there's a lot of great things to come. There's $22,000 of yearly membership here, but all in all, I hope to see you there. It's always a privilege. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.